Hello, my name's Josh from 21 Pilots. Right now we're in Cologne, Germany, and we're in the middle of our European tour, the Bandito tour. I wanted to just talk about some of the stuff that I use on stage. When I was younger, I looked up videos of what everybody else was using, so I'll talk about what I'm using. Right now I'm sitting on a drum riser that has clear acrylic floors, and there's lights underneath. So all the drums have to be Velcroed down. There's pieces of Velcro, and then the opposite piece of Velcro on the foot of it, because otherwise these things would like fly around everywhere. This riser also moves up and down, and I have fallen off of it while it's in the air, so you gotta be kind of careful. The drums I use are made by a company called SJC Custom Drums. I love them. I've been using SJC for years. This one was, we kind of custom built. We thought about this thing and designed it from scratch. I've had a lot of the same sort of sizes and shells that I like for a really long time, but the design was something that we kind of came up with based off of our album called Trench. So we call this the Trench drum kit. These drums are made out of acrylic, which is kind of like a hard plastic, and which technically is kind of a see-through material. So this design, which is the Camo design, was printed onto the acrylic. So technically, if you were to like shine a light through it, then you could see the light from the other side, which is cool. But ultimately, I love the sound of acrylic drums. I've found live, at least. So the kick drum is a 22 by 20 kick drum. The rack tom is a 12 by 8. Floor tom's a 16 by 14. And this kind of popcorn snare thing that I've been using for a while is a 10 by 5. And a couple new additions to this kit for this tour. We call this the Ballad Snare. So my normal snare drum I like to have tuned pretty high, kind of like medium to high tuning, but some songs just sound really cool with like a really low tuning. It's just like a deeper and kind of drier sound. So we added this Ballad Snare, and this one's got just a lower pitch, and I use that in a number of songs throughout the set. And then the other addition would be, this is called the UFO drum, and I guess I like to call it that because it looks like a UFO. But this is a 18 by 4 dimension, and we just put a kick drum head on here. And so when you hit it, there's a kick drum mic underneath, and it's supposed to kind of just sound like an acoustic 808 or something. It's just like a really rad sound that kind of adds some cool texture, and you can use it for cool effects. So these two drums are new for this tour. I've really liked using those a lot. Also new this tour, I've started using SJC hardware, which is a new thing called foundation hardware, and I love it. I think that it's super durable. It does exactly what I need it to do, and it looks great. I sort of wanted this stuff like kind of aged and sort of distorted looking, so they sent it to me with kind of this tape and this paint on there, which I think is super cool. I think those guys are awesome. Very talented at what they do and very creative and also collaborative. I've just called them with a bunch of ideas that I've had, and they're always like, cool, we'll do it. My snare drum is a SJC mahogany wood snare drum. It's a 14 by 6, and it's just a flat black. When in doubt, I just go flat black on stuff. I've actually been using a mahogany snare since the Blurry Face tour. I've just loved how that snare drum sounds. I like mixing things up, but then sometimes when I find something I really like, then I just stick with it for a while. So, so now at this point, I think that I've found a lot of things that I really like. It's just a matter of sort of changing a design or changing a small element here and there. And every once in a while I'll add something new or change something, but I've got something that I really like, so I'll stick with that for a little while. Sometimes I get done with a show and I go in my dressing room and turn the lights off and listen to music, lay on the floor. And I think about how crazy it is that I get to play the drums. I get to travel the world and not only that, but I get to play on the gear that I've always dreamed of playing. Since I was young, all I thought about was gear and how I could improve that and make it better or cooler or sound better. And right now I'm at a place where it's the coolest that it's ever been. So thanks for checking out this video, and hopefully it made sense to you, and see you at a show.